How about a little Hollywood insider moment here at Occupy Democrats, since I happen to live in Los Angeles? Because in this breaking story, while most of us tend to like to believe that all of Hollywood is incredibly liberal, I assure you it's not true. And you're about to be stunned by someone who portrayed an American hero, well, a character fictional hero, and yet, is this really who he is? Yeah, it is, and it's no shock in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And you will not believe in this breaking story what he has just chosen to do. Holy smokes. But let's take a quick look at who I'm speaking of, this guy.
I was picturing the Christopher Reeve Superman, and I just didn't think we could pull off the special effects. But then I read the script, and I said, I understand this guy. I get this guy. Because it felt comfortable to me. Like I knew the character in my heart. A couple weeks go by, I thought, okay, that didn't happen. It'll be something else. And somebody said at a party, somebody was a casting associate for something, and said to my buddy, hey, they really like your pal for that Superman thing. And I was like, what? Because I'd already forgotten it. And then it turned out that they had been going through all the rest of their auditions. I was at the very beginning, and they decided, they brought two Supermen into network. You see all the other people, the other guy who was there was the other Superman was Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, that's Dean Cain, and it's no shock that he's friends with Kevin Sorbo, a very notorious, very, very angry Hollywood Republican. And ICE itself has just gone along with exactly what Dean Cain's doing, because ICE just actually went and did this.
Now, there is now no age limit for Americans to become ICE law enforcement agents in the U.S. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announced today that age caps for new applicants will be waived, allowing for more people to qualify to join ICE. ICE is also offering other incentives for applicants. Some include a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan repayment and forgiveness, and enhanced retirement benefits.
Well, they have even less restrictions now. We'll take you if you're 17 and also if you've played Superman before. Yeah, that. This is going to be one of those most intriguing moments when we actually see somebody that we know who's a public figure who actually goes down the road of doing something like this, and we get to track it because he is who he is. And let's find out, because in this breaking story, guess what? Dean Cain, longtime successful actor in Hollywood, has just chosen to do, and boy, is he excited about it when he thinks he's just going to be attacking the most corrupt people we have, which we already know isn't true. Check this story out.
So if you want to help save America, ICE is arresting the worst of the worst and removing them from America's streets. I like that. I voted for that.
What are you going to be doing at ICE?
Well, let me go back a minute here, Jesse. This is all your fault, by the way.
Yeah?
I'll explain why.
Why?
Because I put out a recruitment video yesterday. I'm actually a deputy sheriff, a sworn deputy sheriff, and a reserve police officer. I wasn't part of ICE. But once I put that out there and you put a little blurb on your show, it went crazy. So now I've spoken with some officials over at ICE, and I will be sworn in as an ICE agent ASAP. So they'll have 80,001 recruits for their 10,000 positions.
Well, they can't have a better guy than Dean Cain. Are you going to be hopping out of ICE fans and apprehending guys?
I will do whatever Director Lyons wants me to do. If that's what it takes, absolutely. I somehow doubt I'll be in that position, but I would be there in a heartbeat. These brave men and women need someone to stand up for them. So rarely, these days are we seeing that. Someone like Daniel Penny stands up, he gets vilified. Dan Bongino steps up, gives up $5 million a year, and goes and takes his position at the FBI. This is the kind of thing where people have to step up. I'm stepping up. Hopefully, a whole bunch of other former officers, former ICE agents will step up, and we'll meet those recruitment goals immediately, and we'll help protect this country.
Let's see what happens to Dean Cain and all his bluster, and the latest Superman is too weak, and all of this stuff that comes from this thinking that so many of them have, inclusive of people who live here in Hollywood and who work in this business and are successful at it. Let's see when they actually get in the trenches, when they get behind the curtain and behind the scenes, when it comes down the pike, when maybe he gets his first glimpse at Alligator Alley, or he suddenly realizes he's having to arrest or attack a kid who's got leukemia, or maybe he's attacking somebody while they're at work and discovers they're not actually a criminal. They're not actually a bad person. And on top of that, they may not even be undocumented at all in any way. They may be a U.S. citizen. Let's see what happens over time, Dean Cain, with the way you think you thought what you were going to do was going to be helpful or positive. I'm not saying it all won't be, but you might be stunned how much of it actually isn't. You guys stay frosty.